Greetings, peace and love, family. Today is a very special, special day. We are doing a celebration of life, birthday Ghanaian dish called Oto or Eto.
Wanyama kalo, tababa wale, tababa wale. Nyande.
Good evening, afternoon, or morning, depending on where you're located on the planet. Welcome to Health Watch Thursdays at New Earth Health Foods in East Legon, Ghana, West Africa. I'm your host for the evening, Niara. I am the founder of the Gourmet Vegan, a plant-based catering business located here in Ghana. If you are looking for something savory, a mac and cheese, a broccoli quiche, we have you covered. Or if your palate prefers something sweet like a mango cheesecake or a peach cobbler, we also have you covered. You can find us on Instagram at _gourmet vegan. We're also located on TikTok. If you want to place an order, you can always reach out to us via WhatsApp at 053-235-1396. So once again, welcome to Health Watch Thursdays, where we discuss all things health because your wealth is your health. Today, we're going to be making a recipe from one of my favorite vegetables, kale greens. Kale greens are so amazing. They're so versatile. You can cook them, you can make a salad out of them, but today we'll be making a soup. For those of you who are not big fans of eating kale, perhaps eating it in a soup will be more appealing to your palate. So there are a couple of things that we need to make the soup. It's very, very simple. We're gonna prepare it in a blender. You don't even have to cook it. So we're gonna need some fresh onion, some cashews, raw cashews, which I've been soaking. Now, the purpose of soaking the cashews, you don't have to soak the cashews to prepare the soup. I do soak my cashews. I soak all of my nuts. It's beneficial to soak your nuts. For one, it helps to release all of the essential nutrients that are found in the nuts. Also, the water helps to remove the phytic acid, so it helps your body to digest the nuts better. So we're gonna have a little black pepper in the soup as well, a little pink Himalayan salt, some soy sauce, and some white beans. The beans have been cooked. So we're gonna start off cutting up our onions. And I'm using red onions today. You don't have to use red onions. You can use yellow onions if you prefer. And my onions have just been sitting in the water to clean. So this recipe calls for 2 onions. And onions are also great in anything that you prepare. You know, onions also have so many health benefits as well. They're great for your heart. You know, if you eat raw onions every day, you don't even have to worry about getting sick. So right now, depending on where you are located, it may be winter. So go ahead and include some onions in your diet, raw onions, if you are not already, to help prevent you from getting sick. Also, a great natural remedy for you if you have a cold is placing a raw onion on your foot, covering it up with a sock and sleeping with that overnight. And then when you wake up in the morning, you'll see all of the toxins inside of the onion. The onion will be black. I know that sounds really disgusting, but it's very medicinal, very beneficial for you. And it's a natural remedy, as opposed to taking NyQuil or all these other pharmaceuticals that have all of these harmful chemicals and things that are not good for your body. Let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Words to live by. And if you've watched me here on Health Watch Thursdays before, then you know that I always cleanse my vegetables with activated charcoal. Activated charcoal is great for cleaning your vegetables. It helps to remove harmful pesticides, and you know, it's natural. So what could be better than something that's natural? I'm going to rinse these off with some clean water. And then just rinse off my knife. So because we're putting our onions inside of a blender, you don't have to worry about cutting them up too much because the blender is going to do the bulk of the work for you. So once again, this recipe calls for 2 onions. Ooh, wow, my eyes are starting to burn, which is a good thing. That means the onions are purifying the toxins, whatever toxins that there are in my body. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, we're going to saute the onion in a little bit of oil. So that's about a half a tablespoon of oil that I've put in here. Let my fire heat up. And then we're gonna put these onions inside of the pot and let them cook. We're just gonna cook them enough for them to soften. And you wanna make sure that your oil is nice and hot before you add your onion. So give that a couple of minutes to heat up. And while that's heating up, let's talk about the benefits of kale. So kale is super nutritious, and in my opinion, super delicious as well. But it's packed full of iron. It has vitamin K, which is very important for the health of your bones. A lot of times when we talk about the health of bones, a lot of people mention calcium, but vitamin K is also very important in the health and strength of your bones. So kale greens, which happen to start with the letter K, are full of vitamin K as well. So they're super nutritious and very good for you. So if you don't like eating kale greens, again, you can always put them in the soup like we're doing today, and perhaps it'll be more palatable for you and tastier that way. Also, another benefit of kale greens is they're really high in fiber. Okay, so our oil is ready right now. So we're gonna toss these onions inside of our pot. Yeah, you hear that sizzling? That means that our oil was nice and hot and ready to receive our onions. So we're just gonna cook these onions again until they get soft. I love the smell of cooked onions. And we're cooking our onions on like a medium-high heat. So as I was saying, another benefit of kale is that it's very high in fiber, which is very important to the body. Fiber has a lot of benefits. It helps, it aids in the rate of digestion in the body, also in terms of assisting with the absorption of nutrients in the body, and most importantly, it moves waste out of the colon. And this is very important for those of you who are not aware. Your colon is actually about 5 feet long, 60 inches long. Okay, so that's pretty long, and it's in the shape of an S. And so what happens is when we eat foods, there are little pockets inside of our colon, right, where the food gets stuck. And so we need to consume some type of roughage, like something that's high in fiber, like a kale green, that will help to move that waste out. If you've ever seen people that have like this really bloated stomach, it's because their body is not getting enough fiber. And it's very important, because when you don't consume enough fiber, you can get constipation, which can lead to all types of health ailments. So it's really important that we consume fiber in our diet daily. As you can see, the onions are starting to caramelize right now. So give them like about maybe 20 more seconds. And then we're gonna add a little bit of vinegar. And what that's going to do is going to deglaze our pot. Okay, so now we're going to add just a dash of vinegar. And now we're going to add our kale greens, which have already been prepped. They've been washed very thoroughly and just cut up in chunks. And so I'm going to add my kale greens. And so this is roughly about 4 cups of kale greens, raw kale greens. So we're going to cook the kale greens down with the onion until the kale greens are nice and tender. And as you can see, your kale greens the color is starting to change. It's starting to get that rich, like forest green color. And this is going to make a beautiful soup. So we're going to go ahead and turn the fire off. And as you can see, your greens are still cooking from the heat. And you don't need to add any water to this. One of the things about vegetables, especially when you have organically grown vegetables, they have their own water source. And so when you cook it, the water is released, and so you don't always have to add water because it makes its own water. Okay, so now these are nice and tender. So we're going to add them to our blender. Look at that. And it smells so delicious already. Haven't even added anything besides just the onion and the kale green. Okay, so we have the onion and the kale green in the blender. Now I'm going to measure out 2 cups of water. And you want to make sure that you use drinking water. So I'm using a 1/2 cup measuring cup today. So this is going to be 4 times that you're going to see me pour this. I don't want you to get confused and think that I'm pouring 4 cups of water. It's actually 2 cups of water. I'm just using a 1/2 cup measuring cup. Okay, and so we're going to heat this up because you're going to use hot water. So that's how you're going to get the soup effect without actually cooking the soup. So I'm going to let my water heat up, and in the meantime, I'm going to add my other ingredients to the blender. Okay, so we have cashews. These are raw cashews, and as I said, I've soaked my cashews because 1, it releases the nutrients from the nuts. Also, again, the water removes the phytic acid, so that will assist with digestion. Now this is a 1/2 cup of raw cashews. I'm going to add some soy sauce. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. 4 tablespoons of soy sauce. Now I'm going to add some white beans, which have been cooked. And so this is about a 16-ounce can of white beans. I'm going to add a half a teaspoon of black pepper. And 1/4 a teaspoon of pink Himalayan salt. Now, because we've added the soy sauce, then I don't use a lot of salt for this. Okay? And now the water should be nice and hot. So I'm going to add my 2 cups of hot water. As you can see, it's nice and hot. And put this blender top on here. Make sure that your blender is nice and secure because this is hot and you don't want it splashing in your face. One time I was preparing some soup and I didn't have my blender top on secure, and I just switched on the switch and walked away, and all of a sudden there was soup all over my counter, all over my walls. It was a whole mess, so you don't want to do that. Always, I put my setting on low to start off. Okay. And now we're going to crank it up. It's going to get really loud. So I just want to stop this for a second because I want you all to see the beautiful, rich green color that's starting to come through, okay? At first it was kind of like a chalky color, but now as it started to blend more, you can see that beautiful, rich green color. So our soup should be ready now, but I'm going to test it out to see if I need to add a little more black pepper or a little more salt to it. And you see the smoke coming off the steam, so this is it's really like soup that you've cooked on a stove without all of the labor. Okay, so it could use a little bit more salt, just a pinch more salt and a pinch more pepper as well. So I'm gonna add 1/4 more teaspoon of salt and black pepper to it. Pepper and our pink Himalayan salt. Now you don't have to use pink Himalayan salt. That's just my preference. If you have another salt that you prefer to use, then by all means. And if you don't want to use salt at all, you can use like liquid aminos, cocoa aminos, as well as a salt substitute. Test this out again. And also, if you want to add fresh garlic to it, you can do that as well. You know, feel free to adapt the recipe to your liking and your taste buds. Delicious. Delicious and nutritious. And you can taste the white beans. You don't really taste the kale like that. So again, if you're not a fan of kale, then this would be something perfect. You get the nutritional value of the kale greens without necessarily having to have the taste of it. Also, with using the soaked cashews, in addition to the health benefits from soaking the cashews, it also makes your soup a lot creamier. So here's my favorite part of the show, where I allow my guests to taste. Oh, I see a smile. That's a good thing. Hello, how are you doing today?
It looks so easy and quick to make.
Okay, and that is the thing. I love simple, quick recipes. A lot of times people do not embrace a plant-based lifestyle because they're like, oh, it's so laborious. I don't want to be in the kitchen all day. This is something that's quick. You know, it's good, it's tasty, it's very nutritional. And you can make a large pot or blender of it and then put it up in the freezer. And so then you just pull it out of the freezer and heat it up. You know, if you want to make some cornbread to go with it, you can do that as well. But it's super easy, super simple.
And where do I get the kale from? Where can I find it?
No, kale greens.
Kale greens.
Yes, kale greens. So I order my kale greens from a farmer in Dodowa. Merci. I'm more than happy to share her information with you. Me personally, I prefer to patronize local farmers as opposed. I'm sure that there are some grocers that sell the kale greens as well, but like I said, I prefer to patronize the local farmers as opposed to, you know. And then also your produce is always much fresher when you purchase from a farmer as opposed to getting it from a grocery store.
Okay, thank you. So I'll get that information from you so that I can get it fresh, but this is too easy and it's delicious and really
Thank
tastes
you.
good.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it. Would you like to taste some of this soup? Do we have another? Anyone else want to try the soup? I mean, we have a whole blender here. Don't be shy. Ah, blasphemy. Okay. Where are the, okay, here we go. Where are the other bowls? The other bowls? The other bowls? And you know, you can do this recipe with not only the kale greens, but other greens as well. You know, it doesn't have to be the kale greens. You can use the collard greens, the mustard greens. So, madasik. I love making soups, especially creamy soups. black pepper. Well, it's actually not that spicy. Yes, actually, I know. Don't let the blender fool you. Don't let it deceive you. It actually is hot. Can I get your paper towel to go with this? So this kale green soup is actually something that's not on my menu. However, if you reach out to us and you want to order it, then you can do that. I have a lot of dishes that are not necessarily on my menu because clients have health issues. For example, I have a macaroni and cheese, and so I have one client that doesn't like to eat pasta because it makes her gain weight. We got 2 thumbs up. Okay, so that's 4 thumbs up so far. As I was saying, she doesn't like to eat pasta because it makes her gain weight. So instead of using the pasta when I do the mac and cheese, I use cauliflower or I use broccoli. And I use it the same process I make my cheese. I cook the broccoli or the cauliflower and I bake it in the oven, right? And so it's just as tasty, but without that extra those added calories for those people who are conscientious about their weight. So if you have a particular health issue, I have another client that ordered from me that had high blood pressure, and so she can't consume salt, so I do alternative things. Garlic is an excellent substitute for using for people who have issues with consuming salt. It helps to give your food like a similar taste of salt when you cook with a lot of garlic and onion specifically together, and you can leave out the salt. So whatever your health needs are, whatever your taste preferences are, the Gourmet Vegan can definitely accommodate you. So give us a call. Again, you can reach us on Instagram at _Gourmet Vegan, on TikTok, or you can reach out to us via WhatsApp at 053-235-1396. You guys have any other questions about the kale green soup? Would you like some more? Yeah, don't be, oh wow, you finished yours really quick. That means that you really liked it. Are you plant-based? You know, it's always so exciting to me when I get someone who's not a plant-based eater to eat my food and they really enjoy it, because people have all these preconceived notions about vegan cuisine.
No, it's delicious. It's really delicious. And then the idea to use the mustard greens and kale and to just boil the water. That's so easy. That is really easy.
Isn't it? It's so easy.
Yeah, this is delicious. I taste a little, not spicy, but it's what?
The black pepper.
Oh, it's the black
pepper. The black pepper, okay. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that's giving it that little bit of kick.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. It's always so nice to be able to enjoy good, delicious food and then not have to feel that guilt that you're consuming something that's injuring, that's hurting your body, you know, but that's actually giving your body life. And it's always good to consume anything green. You know, green foods are very good for us. And I don't know if you were here earlier when I was talking about the benefits of kale, how they're high in fiber and how important fiber is for the body. You know, for those of you, if you didn't tune in earlier, one of the benefits, or 3 of the benefits of fiber is it helps in the speeding up of the process of digestion, the absorbing of nutrients in your body, whatever food that it is that you're consuming, and then also with moving waste from the colon. As I mentioned, your colon is actually 5 feet long, which is a little bit shorter than my height, you know, so that's pretty large. And so when you're consuming and eating foods that are not high in fiber, particularly foods like, you know, rice and pasta here in Ghana, and particularly people eat a lot of foods that are very constipating. The fufu, the banku, the kenke, the wache, all of those foods, right? They can be tasty, right? But they're horrible in terms of your digestive system when you're not consuming enough fiber, something that's going to move that out of your colon and out of your body, right? And so when that waste starts to back up and you start suffering from constipation, all types of health ailments can arise as a result of that. Colon cancer, you know, constipation, that's, you know, a minor thing in comparison to like the major things that can happen to you when your digestive system is not functioning properly and is not doing its job. So one of the things that we have to do is we have to give our body the proper tools to assist it to do the job that it was created to do. Again, let your food be your medicine and your medicine be your food. Any other questions? You like the soup? And what's your name?
My name's Burma.
And you live here in Ghana?
Yes.
Okay.
Right here. I can walk right here. It's very nice.
Okay, okay. So perhaps we'll have to get some of the soup here and put it in the fridge for Brian coming by. When she doesn't feel like making the soup, even though it's really, really easy. This recipe is like that. It's chit chat. You can knock it out, you know. And as I said, for those of you who are in colder climates and you need something to warm the body, this is a perfect soup. Don't go get you no Campbell's chicken noodle soup. That's not going to make you feel better. Make you some kale green soup, right, to fortify the body and to remove those toxins from you and to give you the energy and all of the nutrients that you need to have a life of longevity. That's what we're all about here at New Earth Health Food Store. We're about promoting longevity, about promoting healing foods, because once again, your health is your wealth. So, thank you all so much for joining me today. Once again, my name is Niara. I am the founder of the Gourmet Vegan, and you have been tuned in Health Watch Thursdays at New Earth Health Food Store in East Legon, Ghana, West Africa. You all have a fabulous day, and most of all, a healthy and nutritious day.